Welcome to your book dose, where powerful ideas meet curious minds. Today, we journey through the timeless wisdom of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, a former columnist for The Motley Fool and The Wall Street Journal. Morgan has a gift, not just for understanding money, but for understanding people. His writing doesn't bombard you with jargon or complex charts. Instead, it gently opens your eyes to something far more powerful, the way we think and feel about money. It's a book that doesn't just inform, it transforms. So here's our tribute to the insights of Morgan Housel, whose words have helped millions rethink what it truly means to be wealthy. Now, take a breath, and let's begin. Money is everywhere. It touches every part of our lives. Yet how we think about it is often emotional, inconsistent, and deeply personal. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel doesn't lecture us on how to beat the market or build a perfect portfolio. Instead, he invites us into a conversation about how we behave with money and how that behavior shapes our financial lives more than any spreadsheet ever could. You see, doing well with money isn't necessarily about what you know. It's about how you behave. Things like patience, long-term thinking, and staying calm during chaos often matter far more than advanced financial knowledge. You could have a PhD in finance and still go broke. And you could be a school teacher who invests steadily and retires a millionaire. Intelligence helps, yes, but behavior is what truly makes the difference. Take luck, for instance, and risk. They're two sides of the same coin. We often admire wealthy people for their brilliance, but forget that luck played a part. Bill Gates didn't just work hard. He also happened to attend one of the few high schools in the 1970s with access to a computer. Others might have been just as smart, but less lucky. On the other hand, risk can wipe out even the most careful planner. Understanding that both luck and risk are invisible forces in finance can help us be more compassionate, humble, and prepared. And then there's the illusion of wealth. What we see, the fancy cars, the big houses, the designer clothes, isn't necessarily wealth. It's spending. Real wealth is invisible. It's the money saved, the income not flaunted, the freedom quietly building behind the scenes. Wealth is what you don't see. And that's what makes it so difficult to admire and so easy to underestimate. Saving money then becomes less about having a specific goal and more about building a cushion for life's unpredictability. Not everything in life needs a plan. Sometimes saving just for the sake of security and flexibility is enough. That money saved gives you power. It buys you time, options, and the ability to say no. The secret weapon of wealth, of course, is time. Compounding. The magic that turns small, consistent actions into extraordinary results. Warren Buffett is a master investor, but his real secret? He started investing as a kid and didn't stop. Time amplified his skill. His fortune isn't just from smart decisions, it's from decades of uninterrupted compounding. Start early, be patient, let time do the heavy lifting. But getting rich and staying rich are two different games. Getting rich may involve taking risks, chasing opportunities, riding waves. But staying rich, that's about humility. It's about recognizing what you don't know, planning for the unexpected, and protecting yourself from ruin. It's defensive, it's boring, but it's also what keeps you in the game. And perhaps the greatest dividend money pays isn't stuff. It's freedom, the ability to wake up and decide how to spend your day, to do what you want, when you want, with the people you care about. That's wealth in its most powerful form. Not just the size of your bank account, but the control you have over your time. Financial decisions don't always need to be perfectly rational. They need to be reasonable, emotionally sustainable. A perfect strategy that keeps you up at night or makes you miserable isn't really perfect at all. It's okay to be slightly irrational if it helps you stick to your plan. What matters is consistency, not optimization. And remember, you will change. Who you are today is not who you'll be in 10 years. Your goals, your dreams, your values, they evolve. So it makes sense to leave room for flexibility, to build plans that allow you to shift, grow, and adapt without breaking. There's value in leaving room for error, too. A buffer, a margin of safety. Because life is messy, and even the best plans go sideways. The people who survive financially aren't always the smartest. They're the ones who are prepared for the unexpected. And while we're talking about expectations, don't forget that everyone's playing a different financial game. What works for one person may not work for you. Someone else might be chasing short-term gains while you're building long-term wealth. It's easy to get caught up in the noise, to compare, to feel behind. But staying focused on your own game is the key to peace of mind. We also love stories. We're wired for them. But in the world of money, stories can mislead. They simplify, exaggerate, and often ignore the messy realities of risk and nuance. Be cautious about buying into every narrative, even your own. Just because something feels true doesn't make it financially sound. In the end, money is a long game, a slow burn, a quiet accumulation of small choices, repeated over time. There's no secret formula, just behavior, patience, discipline, and the willingness to keep going when it's boring, hard, or uncertain. That's the psychology of money. If this journey through the psychology of money sparked something in you, an idea, a question, or just a moment of reflection, we'd love to hear it. Drop a comment below and share your biggest takeaway. Was it the power of compounding, the invisible nature of real wealth, or maybe the simple truth that freedom, not stuff, is the real prize? And hey, if you enjoyed this audiobook-style breakdown, show us some love. Hit that like button, subscribe to your book dose, and share this with someone who needs a new way to see money. Because wisdom is even better when it's shared. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and remember, money is a tool. You are the builder.